Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien in Bubba on Sunday, November 17th. Well, it's a nice day in Georgia, nice and sunny. It's supposed to be around 60 some degrees today. That'll be good, huh? Anyway, I wanted to do a video to answer a question from Miss Pamela Tuckerman. I hope I pronounced that right, Tuckerman. Let me know if I don't. And she asked, Dear Mr. Alien, there's a nice lady. Uh, you said that the Democrats are going about the impeachment the wrong way, and then I see you with your videos about Miss House Speaker Pelosi out there saying bribery, and you say that she shouldn't be able to do that. I agree with you in that respect, but let me know, how would you handle an impeachment if you were a House Speaker and House Judiciary Chairman? What would you do to get a case for Mr. President Trump's removal from office? Okay, and I understand, she goes on to say, I understand what you're trying to say, that this is not a trial, which it seems like the Democrats are, when you pointed it out, and I can see your point, they're doing like a criminal trial here. And really, it's a constitutional removal of a executive officer here. So how would you go about with the impeachment? Well, Ms. Ackerman, I'll let you know, because the Democrats, it's talking like watermelons for brains over there for them. But here's the way you do it. Number one, things like bribery and all the other things that they're trying to get him on, the uh, things with Ukraine, those are good for criminal trial. If you want to try him after he's president on these items, yeah, you can. But if you want to remove him from the presidency, you have to go in the small thing. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. Yesterday, if you watched 48 Hours, the second episode at 10 o'clock, it was about a Mrs. Maria Spencer who disliked her husband, Frank Spencer. And they got a nasty divorce, but she and all the people at that town in Pennsylvania, she was always putting threats and talking to people and saying that she would do this and she would do that. She was like President Trump is with his tweets, okay? Uh, and of course, the local constabulary authorities, i.e., the local district attorney, which, in Pennsylvania, it's kind of crazy because he happened to be her divorce attorney. Now, how can you be a district attorney and her divorce attorney and try to handle cases like this? Well, anyway, it escalated. To make a long story short, it escalated till she killed him. And then the Attorney General of Pennsylvania got involved. And the way he got her wasn't with going over there and arresting her for murder. He talked to the different people that she had talked to and gathered all the information of when they said, oh, she told us this, she told us that, and text from the phone company that she texted her husband and her friends, uh, and video that some people had. And then he brought her in for questioning and asked her all these questions. And she said, no, 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 no. Each one of those no's was a count of perjury, okay? That's the way he got her. And this is the way you got to catch President Trump. You can't go about and say bribery, as House Speaker said. Like I told the Speaker and all the other Democrats over there, Adam Schiff, he's a loose cannon. Don't worry about him. He's going to get the scapegoat when this goes out because President Trump is going to be exonerated, unfortunately. But if they would have done it the right way, here's the way it would go. It would go this way. I would have asked as soon as, and I'll repeat this again for the umpteenth time, just for you, Ms. Tuckerman here. When President Trump assumed office, he wanted to implement his travel ban. And the acting Attorney General, Sally Yates, said no, because she was looking at constitutionality of the travel ban and whether it held muster, which it did not. So she told him no. He got mad. He got somebody to fire her. And then he appointed somebody over there to say yay. Now, you don't need a yes man in the president's office, okay? Anyway, the courts threw out his travel ban. But nobody went over to the judiciary, the federal courts, and said, is this firing unconstitutional? Or was it constitutional the way he fired Miss Yates? And if I were a judge, I would have said it was unconstitutional because she had every right to assert herself as the Attorney General of the United States. He may be appointed by the president, but he surely doesn't have any loyalty or answer to the president. He's there for the laws of the United States. And he gives the president advice on, you don't do this because this is going to break the laws of the United States. He takes care of the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is not at the president's beckoning. Okay? That's number one. Number two, on the tweets. And they've gotten worse over the years. Is it constitutional for a president to use them? They're a technology. It has never gone through a constitutional muster. Really, Democrats? See, this is what I'm saying, Ms. Tuckerman. They didn't do that. If they would have done that and say that would have been two. Because remember, you can only remove the president. And of course, the Constitution under Article 2, Section 4 says that you can remove him for conviction of bribery. Conviction of bribery. Get that right. Conviction of bribery. He's been convicted. You can't convict the president, so that means he had to be convicted someplace before, right? But you can remove him for high crimes and misdemeanors. Or treason. Now, treason's a hard thing to hand out. That would be a very hard impeachment thing to do. And so will bribery. But high crimes and misdemeanors, that's where you can get him. And he's done a lot of those. But the Democrats don't bother to even look at that. They don't bother to get the footprints. Like the one guy in Pennsylvania did when he caught Miss Spencer. He caught her with perjury. That's how he got her to get arrested before he put the murder charges on her. He couldn't get those to stick, but the perjury, oh, that could stick. Same with President Trump. Defamation of character, that's a high crimes and misdemeanor. So if you went to the Supreme Court or the Federal Appeals Court and said, are those tweets, is the president allowed to denigrate a person while he's president? That has not been constitutionally challenged or constitutionally, no opinion has been rendered on that. You see, Ms. Tuckerman, this is what I'm saying. Anyway, this is your favorite alien and Bubba. You get my idea. I don't have enough time in this video to do it. But like I said, this is your favorite alien and Bubba. Good day.